The Argonauts last year, an undefeated record, 27-0, but they did lose quite a few of their players from last year's team. Two of the returners that are back are up here today, Kenny and Alex. Kenny, a senior from Brazil, enters the season ranked number 30 in the nation in singles, while Alex, on the far side there, a sophomore from France, is ranked number 8 in the country in singles, 10 in doubles. Last year was a conference freshman of the year. So we'll start off with Coach Racine. So coming off a national championship, what does that mean for this year and this year's team's goals?
Well, obviously, we'd love to repeat it. That's not really our main goal. I mean, it is our main goal, but like I said with the girls' team, we've really kind of tried to set it one day at a time. Try and get better each day, work as hard as we can every day, and get a little better. This year, I'm sure we're going to face Valdosta in the conference final. They've got a lot of good players in the fall. We saw them, and they were greatly improved. So we're going to have some tough matches with them. We've got a lot. We lost Bruno, and we lost Felipe. We lost Tony, and then we lost Domenico, who played a lot of key matches in doubles. Key one in the final of the national tournament. So we're missing a lot of that. A lot of those guys. Bruno didn't lose a match last year. Tony maybe lost one match all year. And in doubles, they were number 1 team in the nation. So we're missing those guys. We got to get them back actually as coaches. Felipe's coaching, Bruno's coaching, and we got Russia back. So we've got a lot of those key people back, which really helps. And then on the court, player-wise, we have these two back. Alex played a lot of the season at number 2 last year, finished up at number 3 because Tony was out some of the matches. So he stepped up and had to play 2. And he can play with any of the players in the nation. He's one of the top players in the nation, and he's ready to step into that role at number 1. Kenny was playing 4 and 3 because when Tony was out, everybody had to move up. And that seemed like about half of the year last year. So Kenny's used to playing 3 and 4. He lost one match. I think it was in the national tournament. He hadn't lost a match before the national tournament as well. So he's ready to step up and play 2 or 3. Elio has played in the lineup the past 3 years. This will be his 4th year. He's always played near the bottom. He's played 5 or 6, and it somehow in every match it seems to always come down to Elio's match in the tough matches, and he's basically pulled them all out. So we've got a lot of that kind of character and championship quality that's back. And then the new guys we added, none of them are freshmen. Actually, they're all experienced. We have one, Pablo Boato, who transferred from Winthrop. They just had a big win last year and won their conference, so he knows what it's like to be a winner. Warren Kuhn was one of the top junior college players in the nation. He was number 3 or 4 in junior college. So he's got 2 years experience. Pablo Barrero transferred in from NAIA school. He was one of the top NAIA players in the country. And then Pablo Tellez transferred in from University of North Florida. And so all those guys have playing experience, and they all know what it's like to win. So I feel pretty good about it. Obviously, we're not as strong at the top with everybody having to move up a little bit, but we don't lose anything at the bottom. Douglas Bowe, who played 6-7 last year, will be in that same role again this year. So I think we're just as deep.
How about talking about the schedule for this year and who out there might be the top competitors for the team to win a national championship again this year?
Yeah, it's like I say, it's the same with the guys as with the girls. We got to go through our region, and if we can win the region, we've got a great shot to win the nationals. Barry's always tough. We've got to get through them. Hopefully, we can finish 1 in the region, and we don't have to play them in a regional tournament. Lynn is going to be tough. We're not playing them this year. This is the first year in a lot of years we haven't played Lynn. Just didn't work out. He didn't want to come up here, and I'd already been there like 3 years in a row. So we didn't end up scheduling them, but we've got Valdosta State. We've got that's our tough regional matches, and Armstrong as well. They're not in our region, but they're always. We've had to get through them the last 3 years in the nationals, and we finally got through them last year. So that'll be another tough team. And then we're playing Hawaii Pacific. Same with the girls. We're playing them twice this year. They're actually as good, if not even a little better than last year. So that's going to be another tough battle. But those matches I don't worry about as much as regional matches, because if we don't get through the region, we don't get to them. So that's kind of our goal, is to do well in conference and then well in the regional.
We'll open it up for questions.
Your last month is all at home. How nice is that? I mean,
Yeah.
when you think about that, the schedule, have you had that before?
It usually works out kind of like that, and usually not everything at home, but usually the way I kind of structure the schedule is we try and get a lot of the away matches earlier in the year, and then we have a lot of teams that want to come here for spring break because the weather's nice, so we can host them. I don't like to bring in teams and try and host them the last week in February. The weather's too iffy, so I plan the last week in March and the last week in April for our big tournaments here at home, and then we have spring break teams coming down usually the 2 weeks prior to that. So it usually works out pretty well. This year it just worked out that every single match from those dates on was at home, so it's nice. And actually a couple of the schools that I don't like to go to because they're so far, like Delta State and Christian Brothers, it was their turn for us to go there, but I kind of sweet talked them into coming, give them a couple hotel rooms, and they came down here, so it was it was nice.
Coach, you were talking about Hawaii Pacific, one of the teams ranked number 2. What do you know about their roster for this season and that much anticipated matchup coming up late this season?
To be honest, I know they've got a lot of their players back. I don't really spend a lot of time looking at other teams' rosters, but I know just Russia over here, he knows everybody on everybody's roster and their stats. So I would just rely on Russia to tell me what's going on, who's on what team. But I know they're going to be good. I know they've got a new German kid in that's supposed to be very good, and they'll be pretty tough. And Barry as well. And I know Valdosta, we saw them in the fall. They've got in like 3 new guys that are all very good. So I think it's going to be a tough road. But
so what you're saying is that number 2 is good.
That's right. As long as they don't advance past there, yeah.
Alex, you move into a number 1 position, and I think Bruno was there for like 12 years. obviously, that's big shoes to fill. And how is your approach to that? Does it put a lot of added pressure on you, or is it just kind of business as usual, or what?
It's a lot of pressure for me because last year he played always number 1. 2 years before he was playing 1 or number 2. So like I could learn about him last year. He played always number 1 in doubles. I didn't know how to play doubles. Now it's better. We're gonna play together with Kenny this year. But for me, it's like I'm just sophomore, and I know all the other guys in the lineup probably they're gonna be junior or senior. But I have to be the leader, so I have to work very hard for it.
Feel pretty prepared for that, or is there
Like
concern, or no?
yeah, we are ready. I think to fight very hard this year. I know it's gonna be hard because everybody wants to beat us because like we won last year, we are the number 1, but we're gonna try like to stay number 1 like as maximum as we can and try to win again the title.
Kenny, how does it feel different with when you have some guys that this program has kind of leaned on for a long time, and now you're one of those guys? So how do you accept that responsibility?
It's a big responsibility to accept. I mean, we cannot replace the guys we lost. We cannot replace Bruno, Tony, Felipe, Domenico. We have several guys. They're as good as them, and we're gonna do our best. There's no secret what we do. We won. We worked hard. The team spirit was very good. We considered each other as a big family, So there's no secret. That's the way we did it.